Her unique ability is strong. As we saw earlier, we got a lot of gold out of the early exploration, and the extra 2 moves really helped. But her trait is map dependent. Where obviously if we play in a Pangea, that trait is not nearly going to be as good for us. And so I would give her trait maybe middle of the pack kind of score. It's powerful, but it's, I don't know, certainly there are much better traits out there. So I'll give it an average score on the trait. And the building it's nice, but it's nothing special. I mean, you look at like Siam's unique building, Egypt's unique building, the unique temple that gives happiness. Like, these are all very powerful buildings. And England really doesn't have anything like that. I mean, we'll get +1 gold and +1 production on luxury resources. It's nice, but again, I'd give it maybe average to below average. So, while the Longbowman is certainly, I'd say probably the second most powerful unique unit in the game after Keshik's, when you take into context with the entire CiV, I think it balances pretty nicely. So again, we are about to just demolish Paris. It's going to look so easy, and it is going to be really easy. But that's the power of the unique unit, and I think it balances nicely with the unique ability and building. So let's take a pause here, and we'll be back with video 22. All right, guys, see you then. Alright, part 22, we are back. I'm sorry for the last video, I ran a little bit over time, so I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. It might turn out that it runs over into this video, or I don't know. Maybe we'll just cut off a bunch of shit that I talked about. I don't know, we'll see. So, in our last video, we did get our whales back. We are now happy, which means we need to micro our city. Again, not the most exciting thing for you guys, but if you want to play at the higher levels, you need to micro your cities. Okay. Now, what I wanted to mention here was that a good time to micro your city would be anytime, obviously, your happiness goes from negative to positive. Anytime you finish production of something. And additionally, when your city grows. Now, the problem with Civ 5 is that, I mean, this is Civ 5 no matter what version you're playing or what mod you're playing, is that there is no production overflow. So, in a perfect world, we would actually be microing our city every turn. Because since there is no production overflow, you can often waste a good amount of hammers. I mean, if you have something that costs 10 hammers,
the only
and you're
thing
working...
that saves us from the bureaucracy is its inefficiency.
Hey, I remembered to read the quote. The only thing that saves us from the bureaucracy is its inefficiency. Very nice. So we have a production cost of 10, and we're working, say, 4 production per turn. We're wasting 2 production, and it could be that on the final turn of that production, we have 8 completed. We need 1 more. It could be the case that there's a better tile that gives us 2 production, and we grow more. But obviously, that's not really a realistic expectation to make of players. It's kind of unfair. Not unfair, but I don't know really how to describe it. I mean, I don't even know if it's... I'm not even sure if it's necessary at the highest levels, but it is something that we're thinking about, I guess, at the least. But we're not going to do that. We're just going to micro at growth, happiness changes, and upon finishing production. So this is a good time to look at London. We just finished our production. We see we have theology in 6, and we see our engineers in 9, or excuse me, our scientists is in 9. So we need to speed that up in coordination with the completion of our tech. So running double scientists will give us the scientists in 5. Now, as far as what we're going to build here, I don't know. I mean, we have this plan of going for the wonders, so we'll see what happens. I'm not sure exactly how much the scientist is going to give us. So I don't know if we're going to be able to finish production of something or if we'll have to switch mid-production. I think we'll just go for an armory. We're going to want to start making some units, I guess. Um, God, I'm like totally losing my trains of thought here. Um, so anyway, let's continue our conquest here. Dead, almost dead. And here's our other longbow. They'll do 15 on that archer. Did 8. Again, I don't want to put my spearmen in jeopardy of getting hit by that city. There's just no reason for it. They're not doing any damage to us. We can sit here and just shell them from range of 3 all day, which, it looks overpowered. But when you take into context, obviously, the building of England and their unique ability, I think it balances out. And I did mention this last video, but I don't know if that's going to get cut off or not, because I did go over time. Okay, now turn 129. We are due for another city-state unit. Now, I thought of a really elegant solution to this problem we're having of where we're picking our units. And I don't know why I didn't think of this before, but I thought of it now, and let's do it. And this is, we have 5 units available to us to build. We have a longbowman, a levy, a catapult, a swordsman, spearman, trireme. Excuse me, 6 units. Okay. So what we're going to do, I found a random a random number generator online, and we're going to tell it to generate us a random number between 1 and 6, and we will gift ourselves that unit. So longbowman is 1, levy is 2, etc. So let me go ahead and take care of that, and I'll be right back. Alright, we are back, and we did in fact roll a 1, which is absolutely amazing for us. The more longbowmans we can pick up, the better. Unfortunately, I tried testing it. I don't know. I'm new to Fraps, and for whatever reason, I can't figure out how to get Fraps to display what I'm doing outside of this game. I tested it, and I alt-tabbed and I did a bunch of stuff, and the only thing that you guys see is the game. And obviously, I'm not in the game. I'm doing stuff on my desktop. I can't find an options menu. I have absolutely no idea how to change that. So I'm sorry. You'll just have to trust me that I am in fact generating a RAM number, and obviously we got a nice unit. We're happy with that. So we'll just go with that for the future. It makes me feel better about the whole process. I don't know if you guys feel better about it, but I do. So we're gonna stick with that. So anyway, we want to get him to the front, obviously. Looks like we picked up a policy. We'll get into that. I don't know where that barbarian ship went. I just want... Oh, we got our experience, so we can actually just kind of clear out of here. Go heal, that's fine. What is this? So we have 2 open and a rough. I don't think this unit is going to be terribly necessary taking Paris, but if we look up at Egypt, I'm seeing a number of hill tiles, a number of forests, so I'm going to go ahead and give him rough. We could have just saved the promotion, but whatever. So here's our choice. I did think about this in the off time, so it's going to be a little bit easier on you guys. I don't have to listen to me debate for 10 minutes what the hell I'm going to do. There is the option of continuing tradition towards ceremonial rites to give us some culture, and the only city we really need culture in is Nottingham. We want to pick up some more of these isles. These are nice tiles for us to be working. Whereas over here, we basically have all the resources we wanted to pick up, except for that stone. And we have enough tiles going over here. Over here, we're almost at 3. Not almost, but we're getting pretty close to 3 around. There's, that's fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to save that ceremonial rites pick until later, when we can maybe get some free opera houses or something like that. And instead, we're going to open commerce. Commerce will give us an additional 10% income, and all non-combat units move 1 faster. So just very quickly, let's look at our income. We're at 44 total income. We should pick up about 4 gold to turn here. Yeah, I picked up 5. So we're out of the red, which is nice. Very nice, obviously. And I don't know. I'm so sorry, guys, if I'm repeating myself. I apologize. I believe ceremonial rites in vanilla, you need to have everything in place in order for it to work. You need to have the technology in place. You need to have your 4 cities in place, and that's the only way to get the full benefit out of that policy. Whereas in the vanilla enhanced mod, you can take this policy at any time, even if you have 1 city, and as soon as you place your next 4 cities, you will get a free monument, for example. So it provides you, the player, with more flexibility. And again, more flexibility, more options is what we are looking for as players, right? It makes the game a little more difficult, but at the same time, makes it funner to play for me. So here, there is the possibility of a Colosseum, but again, this is a long-term city. And here we see on the granary, which is slightly changed from vanilla. The granary will give us 2 food, flat, plus 1 food on wheat, bananas, spices, or sugar. And we do, in fact, have a spice being worked. Well, it's actually not being worked, but it is in our borders, and it is improved. So building this granary will give us 2 food plus 1 on that spice, and will allow us to more efficiently work that tile. So I think we'll go for the growth strategy right here. Is there anything else I need to do? I don't think so. We got our scientists in 4, theology in 5. And again, as soon as we hit happy, he switched to growth. And we can see here, this is just amazing. A 3 food coast, 5 food unimproved fish, and a 4 food isle with 1 production and 1 gold. So that early lighthouse is really paying off for us. We're going to be able to grow that city quickly, get its production up, and get ready to really crank out some units there. So France has done absolutely nothing to us. I mean, its archers and levies are not going to be able to stop longbowmen. Even though our melee units are weaker compared to their melee units. Oh, interesting. So I thought we had to get Bombard 3 before getting the option of range. But we don't. We can get range here after taking Bombard 2. Now, 1, 2, 3. So yeah, getting range won't actually help us shell the city, but I mean, range units are what wins human players this game, and if you can give your range units more range, well, it makes it a little bit easier. So we'll go and take range there. And we grew Nottingham, so let's make sure we're working that production tile. It wants to go to the sheep, interesting. So we got 5-5, and then this makes it 6-4. Let's take the 5-5 here. We do want maybe another 2 population there. That'd be nice. We do have 3 moves available to us, so we'll just peek in. So we see 2 archers and 2 levies. Let's kind of remember that so we know what we're dealing with when we move in to the city. Okay. A 5 move embarked unit is pretty nice. I don't know where... Oh, you know why I picked up 5? Is from our commerce policy, because this is an embarked unit. It's not considered a combat unit. So all of our embarked units will get an additional 3 moves. So right now that's 5, and there is a tech we can get somewhere that will give us even more. So it's nice. Alright guys, the end of the video.